Hey there, welcome to my channel. Let's continue with our series. Today we will work on the order section, but right before moving forward, we will deploy our current progress on Heroku. I know this is not the right time to deploy our project, but from the next episode onward, we will completely move to microservices architecture. If people not willing to follow that architecture, so at least they can continue with the current flow to publish the final project on monolithic way. Let's understand how the Node project is working on the production environment. First of all, we need to build our Node project compatible to ES5 or ES6 if you're writing on the Typescript. Then only we will move to the compile output to the production server, because it is not a good idea to run the project on the production server with the Typescript directly with the development dependency. Alright, there are many ways you can deploy your artifacts on the cloud. It depends on your working style and what kind of process you are following. In my case, I am following DevOps culture. And I will try to give an overview that how the things are working in the DevOps and the normal flow. In the normal flow, usually we are deploying our project on any web server where a couple of things we need to take care of. Number one, make sure you have installed Node.js in your server. Make sure all the prerequisites configured on your server related to project, example DB, a cache, or mail server, etc. And finally, we need to install PM2 or similar tools to monitor our projects on the production environment. If it crashed on runtime, or something happened unwanted, then it will restart your project immediately. And next, upload your project and start on the specified port. And finally, we need to set up a reverse proxy to bind our expose port to reach to the audience. So this is the normal workflow. In the DevOps way, it's a combination of development, operation, and the quality assurance working together on sync to ship the final product to the audience. I will not go deeper to make you understand what DevOps it is. So there are tons of resources available on the web which can help you to understand. In this way, first we need to Dockerize our project and dependency images. Example, if you are using MongoDB or MySQL or Redis or RabbitMQ for messaging queue. So all those things you need to Dockerize first so it can run independently to perform certain operations. Next, configure a Docker Compose file to run the containers easily through a command. Or where the containers reach to the services together in the same Docker network. Next, we need to add the Nginx to handle the reverse proxy for reaching out to the expose port. Finally, we need to set up the CI/CD server configuration to run our integration and test coverages right before deploying our artifacts on the cloud. For example, Elastic Beanstalk or AWS instance or maybe Google Cloud or DigitalOcean, etc. Additionally, we can manage our containers by adding Kubernetes and ingress Nginx. It can be work as a proxy and a load balancer for our containers. So these are some of the advanced topics definitely we will cover in some day. So in the DevOps way, all the processes are running automatically when we push a new changes to the master repository. Now I hope you got an idea how we can proceed with the deployment stage of the Node project. Now let's deploy this thing in Heroku first, and after that we will work on the order section. So here is our project. So far we have covered pretty much good amount of functionality. We will work a bit on our tsconfig file here. I am going to wipe it out first. All those things like here. Okay. These are the things at least we should have to be present in our tsconfig file. So here root directory, we are just pointing to a directory which is going to be like in a source directory, which is we have not created at all. So let's create that directory, src. And secondly, the distribution directory we no need to create at all. So it will be created automatically by Typescript when we compile our source code. I'm going to delete this node module here. Okay. And now let's move all those things to inside the source directory. Now all the files are inside the source directory. Good. Package log JSON file, we are going to delete this one, and now we need to do a little bit work on the package.json file. Okay, so with the help of the tsc-p this command, when we'll be run this script, then it will compile our whole project by Typescript. Okay. Next, right after making the build, we need to add some more things. That is going to be like post install, and that will be npm run build. Good. So this post install will be required just for Heroku only. For other stuff, if we are deploying on the Docker containers, and this is not going to be necessary at all. Alright, so this section is done. Now let's come to the dependencies. Right before adding dependency, we will add one more thing. That will be our engines. Here and right before the dependency, I'm going to add one more dependency, that is kind of a dev dependencies. And inside the dev dependency, a couple of things we will be moving from here. So certainly we have everything is clear here. This body parser will be not required because this is deprecated. This is coming inside the Express module right now, and this comma we need to remove. All right. So our package.json file also it's totally ready. All right. Let's go to the index.ts file here. Go to app. Here this body parser will be not needed. So we'll be removing this body parser here. It will come as express.json, and instead of body parser I'll just put express. Good. Now the modification of the package.json file is done. So what is going to be happen when we run the Typescript, then it will run the index.ts file inside the source directory. Here the directory is missing. Once you run the build script, then the Typescript will be compile the whole source code and it will store inside the distribution directory. So we can start our project, the compiled source code, by pointing to this script, like npm start. Right. So right after install the dependency, then this script will be automatically run. So what it will do, like it will run this build script. Right. So let's install the dependency. npm install. Okay, so our installation is done, but the compile is failed because of this related to MongoDB error. Right. So what we are going to do, it's a common error. So I'm going to remove these things, the type declaration file from here. I'm going to install npm install. Yes, now it is it is successfully installed. Let's delete this file, delete this directory first. We will run this build script, and npm run build. Yeah, that's good. Successfully we have successfully now built our project. Let's give a try to run this project. npm start. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Now it is our JS version is running. All right. So which is we have changed as a targeted version of ES6. Node support the ES6 version. That's good. So the basic things are done. Now what we need to do, we need to configure our database file here, because we are pointing this database file to our local repository, local database. So I'm going to just comment these things first here. I'll be using Cloud MongoDB URL. So let's create an account here. Alright, so this is our database connection is done here. Go to index.ts file. Here instead of this port, we will be adding something like in the configuration file. Alright, here in the configuration file we will be export const port will be process.environment.port. If a port is available on the environment, then it will come over here. Otherwise we will be listening to default 8000 port. Right, so this is we need to do. Next, now just to go to the index.ts file here, instead of this port we will be adding port, and now we'll be adding these things to inside the backtick, so at least we can we can determine like what port it is running. Okay, port. Good. Now this is done. Seems everything is perfectly fine. All database configuration also done. Good. Now we will commit all the changes, whatever we have made right here. Now let's create an app on Heroku. This will be Heroku. First of all, let's check it out, like if I am logging or not. Now let's create an app. Heroku, create. Yeah, app is creating. Yeah, this is my app URL. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to push all these changes to Heroku. Yeah, that's a good sign. Our build is success. Now the application is available on this URL. Now we have deployed successfully our source code on the Heroku. Now it is available on this URL also. So it is simply saying that it cannot get. All right, that's perfectly fine. Let's give a try these things from our Postman sent. Here, have you seen this is the response from the server, right? So we are successfully able to create the vendor. So let's try to log in as a vendor here. Right, so login. So as you can see, now our application is running under Heroku. I hope this is going to be helpful for you. So you can get the logs from here. For getting log, you need to use Heroku logs. That's the tail, right? So you can get the whole bunch of the logs, whatever it is happening in the server. All right, so now it is perfectly working fine from our Heroku server. And so if suppose something is going to be changed, let's say we are going to change something here, listening to port on Heroku server. If there's something is changed, or again you need to do publish, then just simply do one thing, git add. Yeah, now it will go through the whole process as we have added right here, and finally once this is done, then it will start the server. This piece of code will be going to be execute, where we can see the up and running server. It will be available for us. Let's go. Yeah, this is done now. Again, check the logs from the Heroku here, and then you will see like if this new changes has been done, definitely it will be look for listening to port on the Heroku server, the port number. As you can see, listening to port on Heroku server, and port number is 55,868. That's good. That's a good sign. So let's get back to our source code. Then what we are going to do, we are going to change our database URL first, because we need to work on the order section. Let's continue with our progress. So we'll be working on the customer route. Here we'll be handling our orders first, right? So let's move our order below payment. Here we'll be adding a couple of routes per order. In the controller, customer controller, go below here. Here we'll be creating so add these things here. That will be our create order, and here get orders, and here it will be get order by ID. Right, so it's hooked up properly. Now we will be adding some code on the create order here in this section. To create an order, we need to grab the login customer first. After that, we will create an order ID, and then we will be grab the order items from the request. Mostly the request will be something like the ID. It will be come with ID and unit. Right. And after that, we will be calculating the order amount as per the available, as per the information available on the database. Then we will be creating an order with the item description, and finally we will update the order to the user account and giving the response back. Alright, so these are the things we need to do. So let's dive into to get the steps one by one. Somehow we need to grab the request body as a card, and then but the card is a kind of like it will be kind of array. It's just similar to just something like this. Okay, so that is we need to do. So for that thing, what we will do here, we are going to create a DTO file inside the DTO here. So it will be technically, it's a kind of like order inputs, right? So all the orders we will grab right here. Now next, what we need to do, or we will be adding such a kind of array that's going to be like card items. It will be array, and net amount will be 0.00. Now we need to calculate the amount here. Right, so it is giving us a bunch of puts, whatever available here, whatever requested, whatever we have requested on the card array, that all puts are available here along with the information, additional information. That means we are having a price information also here. Okay, which is we have not considered from the request. The price parameter considering from the request, this is not a good idea. If suppose instead of the actual price, if someone is sending some different price, then the whole calculation will be terribly wrong. So now what we will do here, we will be comparing the specific food ID with the request ID. If the ID is matching, then we will be calculating the total amount depends on the unit of the specific price. So let's do these things first. So to create order, we don't have a data model, so that is we need to create here. We're going to the model, and we'll be creating order.ts. Here I'm going to do a little bit quick here from just to copy these things from here rather than copy all those things, paste it here. This is gonna be like our order doc. So we need to modify our customer model also here. Right, so here in the customer model, we will have some additional information that is going to be like, we will have some orders also here, and definitely it will be kind of array, and it will represent the order model. Good. So it's saying your orders redeclare where we are using. Okay, that's not an issue. In the customer controller, we need to add a couple of things here. That is by default we need to provide orders. Initially we will just put in an empty array. Good. All right, here in the create order, so once we have created order successfully, whether our current order has some value or not, if it is not a false value, then definitely we will be update our user here. Good. So let's have a try with the creating order. Now send a request. Yeah, that's good. So have you seen here we are getting the response, right? So this is our order ID. And these are the items are available, right? This is first item, which is we have send unit 3, and this is our second item, which is unit 1, and total amount is the 560, and order date is this, and Petro is the COD, and yeah, we do have a pretty much good amount of information, right? When we place the order, then these are the information it is not required. This is unnecessarily, I mean, it is getting back on server, right? So what we will do here, we will be right after placing the order, here this profile response will have some data that is going to be like orders. Yeah, simply this is we will return. Now again I'm going to create one order, this time let's say 1 items per. Okay, send. Yeah, but again this is not meaningful. All right, so this is giving some data, but only the IDs. So what we will do here, instead of returning the profile response order, that only we will return this current order only. Okay, this one, the current order, which is we are creating in here, and definitely this is not required at all. Only we will be calling save. If it is saved successfully, then it will return the current order. Now let's try once more. This time I'm going to order 2 units each. Now send the permission. Yeah. Now it is meaningful a bit, right? It's only the specific order information is available here. That's good. So create order is done now. Now we will be work on the get orders. Get order is nothing special. So what we need to do, this is the same thing we will be doing here. First, grab the current customer. Let's go to check the get orders functionality also. Here in customer route we are using orders. It's a get call. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so we have 3 orders available here, and next we need to take care of the order by ID. So this functionality also will be pretty much same. Here in the order model we have items. Specific items array also have a food. So we are just populating the food also from here by assigning this way, populate items.food. So once we are grabbing that specific order information, then we are returning back to the client. Let's have a try with the get order by ID functionality also here. Right, so we are grabbing we will grab this order ID, copy, and view order by ID. Here we will be use this order ID. Wow, great. Have you seen here we are getting all the informations available for that specific order. So this is our order ID, and these are the items that exist inside the order. Now our order section also clear. In the upcoming episode, we will be working on a microservices architecture where we will be splitting up our modules to microservices. So a lot of advanced stuff we need to do right there. So see you in the next episode, and Happy New Year.